democracy. It's about civil disobedience. You know, you're going to get involved and people think, oh, well, maybe I'll sit in the road. You start talking about rock-ons, you do a bit of a practice. And then there's that moment when they go, hang about, what if I need the toilet? And you have to tell them about the nappies. And they're like, fuck that, I'm not doing that. You know, I'll stand up for the climate emergency. But if there's nappy, if I'm going to shit in public, there's a red one. So I hope you've got some of them nappies on, folks. Woo! For the nappies. Anybody else on the nappies? Anybody on the nappies? Was up at a fracking site and up in Preston New Road in Lancashire, and I wanted to remind us about the amazing anti-frackers whose shoulders we stand on, yeah? Thank you to the anti-fracking community. The anti-frackers have won their battle, at least for now. Thank you, Tina Louise Robbery and all the other anti-frackers. I tell you what though, if you do a lock-on in Blackpool, you get a lot of tea. And you know what tea equals? We, right? You know what I mean? So, the thing with the nappies that I learned, that I've been told, is you've got to let your wee out in small amounts, so it doesn't flood. And it's very good for your pelvic floor, civil disobedience. So, thank you to the rock-on folks. And it turns into a bit of an arms race with the rock-on tubes. And so we know we've got our Met Police doing their job, as it were. And I want to say to the police, because we've got into a thing here, that if you stand for injustice, we can't stand with you, but you are still our family, and we are still doing this for your children. If you stand for injustice, we can't stand with you, but you're still our family, and we do this for your children. So I just wanted to thank everybody for showing up. We've been around for 2 years. For some of us, the honeymoon period might be a bit over. You know, we've had a few words with each other, a few conflicts, a few times of desperation, and a few mistakes, and we're still here. The environmental movement started in the 1970s, arguably earlier. Anybody who's been defending their lands within the Europe, and say around then, with Rachel Carson's Island Spring, and we're an iteration, you know. So, you know, thank you to the rebellion weavers for making this happen. Thank you. Thank you to the action planners. Thank you to XRISM for the fantastic piece. Thank you to all the networks across the world. XR Muslims, XR Co-Liberation, XR Doctors, everybody who's been banner drops. There's awesome young folks who took the bridge in Bristol. The Rebel Academy. The legal team. Come on, bring it up for the legal team. I tell you what, if you want a bad job in Extinction Rebellion in the UK, go and join the media team, because whatever you do, you're in fucking trouble, I can tell you. Bring it up for the media team. Come on, bring your messages. The regenerative culture team, we're hanging in there with our regen culture. Thank you, regen team. And the finance team, you know, we managed to get some money together again. Thank you. IBG and all the stuff that we're working out there. The digital team, who's on Mattermost? Woo! Who's on Mattermost? The design team, we're so beautiful. The art blockers, thank you, thank you. UK Hive, who decides UK Hive right now? Thank together. I don't know, that's the thing. Claire Farrell said to me the other day, nobody knows who the fuck's doing what because we've decentralised our tits off in this movement. And thank you to the SRS team for helping us to decentralise our tits off so nobody knows what's happening, because it still seems to be working. I want to honour our colleagues who are on hunger strike at the minute, Clive, Roger, Tom, others who are in prison. I know there's some controversy surrounding it, and I still stand in solidarity with people who are willing to put their bodies on the line in that way. Here's what I've been thinking about recently. We've been trying to figure this thing out for 2 years. How do we organise together? We're still on the streets despite COVID. We're still together. There's still so much love in this movement. It's a beautiful thing. And we are here, essentially, to oppose patriarchy, to oppose a domination culture that shows up as colonialism and extractivism. And it's a piece of work for humanity to understand how do we go about organising in a way that keeps love as the force to respond to domination. That is the work of humanity right now, to figure that out. We don't know how to do it, but we're giving it a try. And it's rebelling is about our togetherness. Fundamentally, it's about our togetherness. And that includes our own inner togetherness. And when you're losing your shit, go and have a rest, go and have a break. Don't call it regen time, because regen culture is what we do all the time. But go and take care of yourselves. That is part of rebelling in a sustainable way. It doesn't need us to fight all the time. That is the patriarchy. Well done, thank you! We've got the fantastic Skeena Rathor leading a nice little piece of work for us on co-liberation and leaderfulness. I don't agree when we say that we're a leaderless movement. Nobody's telling everybody else what to do. But leadership is about taking responsibility and caring for how groups function at lots of different levels. And I know I am surrounded by brilliant, caring, responsible leaderfulness. And I thank you for all the places that you're taking leadership. So much of it invisible, it's needed, it's wanted, it's welcome. Take care of yourselves and look after yourselves within that. And if we've got feedback for each other, be nice about it, if you can. Try not to send me any more shitograms, anybody else. So, it's really important that we give each other feedback. But what we can do is not make assumptions about why people did a thing a certain way, but we could sort of ask. We could assume that maybe there was goodwill. We could say how it impacted us and what changes we need. Let's really think about how we interact with each other. And our co-liberation project that Skeena's looking at, this is how do we think about that which divides us. Because the domination culture relies on us being divided. And so I'm just going to be, Gail oversharing as usual. But I don't think it helps when somehow being a white middle class man is automatically wrong. So I fucking love white middle class men. You're very, very welcome, right? And if you're making mistakes, there's feedback. It's fine. We're not going to sort patriarchy out by just having this brilliant systemic analysis of it and then expecting people to change overnight. It's a healing process that's going to take years. So everybody's welcome. We welcome any part of it. each other. We're on a journey together, are we? And so we're going to keep trying and figuring this thing out. I think I'm going to say let's not stay too attached to Extinction Rebellion in the way of desperation and clinging. If it starts to feel like that, it starts to feel a bit miserable. It's supposed to be largely fun. I mean, you know, sometimes when you've done Zoom meetings wall to wall all day, it can be a little bit wearing. But it's about joy and togetherness, this movement. So take care of yourself and take a break and be nice to each other. I was in ceremony for the winter solstice, and the really big download was that life wants us to enjoy her. We're meant to enjoy life, folks. We're meant to live. You know, resistance is living well, even if we're full of grief. And that can mean grieving well, you know, it can mean taking time to be grateful, you know, thanking each other, remembering that we're human beings, and that gratitude is the attitude that we want to bring forward in this movement. So, you know, what are you, just take a minute to think about what you're grateful for. Thank you, grateful to the converts. Nice work. Joanne Macy's work, the reconnection, and what are we grateful for, just to keep remembering. I'm very grateful for my boyfriend Toby, actually. He's always bringing me things. Tea. Look at he's looking really worried, actually. Cups of tea, food, adoring face, hard on, you know, just while I'm walking a mother on, really. Thank you, Toby, keeping Gail happy. What we're here to do is to weave the family of life back together, which is why the work of the Extinction Rebellion Internationalist Solidarity Network is so important part of our work. So beautiful to see the togetherness. We're so thankful. Thank you! Thank you! So I finally want to thank the HS2 protectors. HS2 protectors. They are in Euston Square Gardens. They'd love you to pay a visit. We're not trying to massively hold space, you know, it's all fluid, decentralised, but there is space being held at Euston Square Gardens. So get down, get involved, hear about HS2. It's not about a train, it's an aviation shuttle service. It's ploughing through, destroying and damaging over 100 ancient woodlands. Those folks are on the front line in this country, feeling the heartbreak of ancient trees being felled. That is not an easy place to be. It's an honourable place to be. And what makes a difference always is people showing up and taking part, even if you just go for a day. You know, HS2 is our Amazon, it's our deforestation, it's our resistance. Thank you. Thank you, Mary. Thank you. Who knows when it will definitely happen, but we think the wonderful March will be here to give us some MBDA training around 7, specifically on getting involved in the HS2 protection. So, thank you, HS2 protesters. And more than anything, thank you to every person who's here, showing up, all the hours of work that you've done, all the shit that you've been through, all the good times, all the bad times. We're in it together, folks. This is genuine togetherness. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is not about any of us being special. This is about the people that do the admin, empty the piss buckets at 4 in the morning, as James and KF said. You know, this is it. Thank you! my friends, a violin. And we have been picking up that violin and banging it with a spoon. And what we need to do is learn how to pick it up and play it like he wants to. That's the shift. And all you get to do is contribute whenever you can with humility, generosity, love and compassion, especially for yourself. Lots of love, folks.